feet of the puffin. So when you felted the body nice and soft, you won't have put any of the back cover on it yet, and the body shape won't be finished either. Because what you need to do is you need to make the feet, and then you're going to perform quite a serious operation on your puffin, in that you have to cut into him. With your scissors, you have to cut a slit into him that's quite deep. And the reason for that is because, and oh, no, don't need to lie you down. You're not on the operation table now. You're already done. I will show you what will happen next. So you've got your wire, and you need to cut your wire so that you have got, so take the remaining length of green wire stem, which in your case will be 27. I've got an extra 9 centimeters because I've had an extra piece. And oh yes, of course I haven't got any wire cutters here. Why would I be 100% prepared? But I shall get them now. So you've got your 27 centimeters of wire that you've got left, because you've taken the beak out. And if you heard this, then you'll know that I've just fallen over a box, but that's fine. And then you're you cut off 4 centimeters, and that is the offcut that you have got of the whole, so that you will have a little bit of an offcut on that wire. I am actually doing that now, but I'm adding the 9 centimeters that I didn't use. There you go. And then you've got a remaining length of wire, which, and this is where this will come in handy, where you're using the centimeter guide here. On every page on the left hand side, you need to measure 9 centimeters and bend this in at a right angle. And then you're measuring 5 centimeters and you bend that in at a right angle again. And in theory, you should have the same length here, but for some reason, it's probably to do with my beak business, I haven't got that. I'm going to cut it slightly short now because I haven't made a mistake measuring it, but I should have just used the wire from the beginning. Ah, I see, I'm 1 centimeter short because I didn't put it to the edge of the page. It's fine, it's fine. So one starts, that's good to know actually, because you might make that mistake. One doesn't start here, one starts at the edge of the page. This is why I just had to cut 2 centimeters off, but I'm not worried about it because the principle will stay the same. So we just imagine that I've got a 9 centimeter length here, 5 centimeters across and 9 centimeters going down. That is the first thing that you're going to do. The second thing you're going to do is you're getting your bird legs and you're getting your florist tape that comes in your box, and you're always working with small lengths, so don't keep it running. Now florist tape, if you've never worked with it, it doesn't stick. It doesn't stick unless you pull it. As soon as you pull it, the sticky part of it comes out. If you've worked with florist tape before, because you're a florist or whatever, you have used it for needle felting, then that's how it works. So if you don't pull it, there's no stickiness in it, and we do want the stickiness to come out. So you're now going to add, and you will have to pull your legs slightly apart. This is the puffin's legs. Don't pull your own legs apart. Oh, Steffi, just grow up. And then you start to wrap the florist tape around one side of the green wire stem and along the leg, so that it sticks together. It literally, the tape sticks together. And what I will also just say is, the great thing is that you've got so much extra of this florist tape. You have actually got enough to make to use this to wrap around wire if you need extra stickiness to prepare it for wrapping with wool. Lots of people use it that way, and I think it's a really good idea. So just keep going around until you have fastened the wire to one side of the leg, like that. And then obviously it just tears off. You don't need to cut it or anything like that. And then you're doing it to the other side as well. So make sure that your legs are the distance of the top of the wire apart, which is 5 centimeters. And then you go round Whether you start at the bottom or at the top, it doesn't really matter. Just get the tape established, go around it, and fasten this on. It is by the end of when you've used all the florist tape, it gets really, your hands will start to be, your fingers will start to be sticky, because the stickiness of the tape does come off. So you've now got a set of legs that are attached to the wire, the extra bit of wire. I'm going to take this out of the way because we don't actually need to needle felt at all at the moment. Put this out of the way. And then the next thing you're going to do is, and this is where you need your tape measure again, and this time I'm going to use it correctly. So you've got your 30 centimeters of pipe cleaner length here. And what you do need is, you will need 2 5-centimeter lengths and then 2 10-centimeter lengths. So that is basically how you prepare your pipe cleaner. So I'm starting now at the edge of the instructions, and I'm going to cut 5 centimeters. I'm using my wire cutters. I'm not using scissors. Another 5 centimeters. And then you should have 20 centimeters left, because it is a 30 centimeter length of a pipe cleaner, and then you just cut that in the middle there. So you've got your 2 10 centimeters there. There we go. Sorry if I've just moved out of the picture. But now you have got exactly what it tells you in the instructions: 2 5 centimeters and 2 10 centimeters. And what you're going to do now is you're using the 1 5 centimeters to extend the middle toe on either side, and then you're using the 10 centimeter one to extend the 2 outer toes. For all of this, you will have to move the toes a little bit apart. It makes it easier to wrap with the florist tape. And what you do is you are going to put the 5 centimeter toe in the middle here, so that it's slightly going over what looks now the orange leg here. And the reason for that is that we're later on hooking this one underneath it. So just have it like 0.5 centimeter protruding, and then you fasten that on first. Remember to work with a small strip of that florist tape. Get it fastened on, and then go around the toes. Make sure that you go a little bit beyond the pipe cleaner at the front, because we're going to squish that into a pointy bit, and that's the bit that you can color in later with a dark pen, like a Sharpie or a felt tip pen or something like that. And then just go round your pipe cleaner extension and round the bird legs. So you're using these bird legs as the main. These are our large white bird legs. You can buy them from our website, and you're going around that foot until you are all the way at the back here. It can appear a little bit fiddly, but you will get there, I promise you. And it is so much easier than having to make your bird legs from scratch. And you've got the base there with the florist tape. If it crinkles up a little bit, don't worry, just squish it down. It really gets quite it's quite obliging. And then what you're doing now is you're bending your longer piece into half, and now you hook it underneath that pipe cleaner so that it's already stable. That's why we've extended it a tiny little bit. And if you've still got florist tape left, then you can go around there now and extend the 2 toes that are pointing out at either side. So this makes a really neat cover on the toes, and I will only do one foot. Otherwise it just gets a little bit, eats too much into the time. But obviously you would repeat the same thing on the other side, exactly like that. So I've gone a little bit further, and I'm going back. You can add a couple of layers if you wish. Just make sure that you squeeze it, really keep that tape under tension, and stretch it so that you get the sticky effect. And if you can hear dogs barking, they're my dogs. Yeah, apologies, but there's a lot going on here at the moment at my place, so you might also hear children and, oh, I don't know. There's yeah. Anyway, I won't go into detail. It's all good. It's all outdoors. So you don't need to ring the police and tell on me. Right, here we go. Put this around the other outer toe. Again, going a little bit longer than the actual toe. Wrapping it around it. Keep it nice and tight, so the stickiness of the tape is coming out. So you'll just keep taking off little strips of this florist tape, and I can feel that my fingers are definitely sort of getting that feel of stickiness now. So work nice and neat. It definitely pays off. They have sort of quite delicate feet, actually. They're not sort of great big loafers, whatever they're called. Sure, I'm saying the wrong thing again. And then make sure that you go around the foot as well, so you don't want to see any of the green or of the white pipe cleaner, green wire or the white pipe cleaner. So that has now made just toes, which is a great way if you just wanted to make bird feet without the webbed bits inside. So that's basically how the foot has been made. And obviously you've got a little bit of orange going up there as well. That you might have to make a little bit thicker, but there isn't actually that much of a foot sticking out, so you might want to just put a little bit more, keep going around the ankle bit, so it looks more natural, like there's actually an ankle joint there, not just wires as it is with our foot here. So there's no wool. You don't need to wrap any wool around the foot. You're doing it all with the help of the ready bird legs and with the florist tape to build up layers. And even if it gets a little bit crinkled up, don't worry, because as soon as you squish it down, it sort of all melts into one. It's a really great media to make bird legs. So build this up a little bit more, but then most of all you have to get the webbed parts going. Now they're very annoying, I will be honest, because what you need to do is you need to go around two toes, but then of course you need to go around the other toe as well. So you're building that web up as you're going around the toes. Always try and stay in one direction. So even if the tape crinkles up, don't worry about it. It just needs to overlap a little bit whilst you're going around the toes. So the aim is that you're building up. I'm just going to get rid of this here. And as you're building it up, it looks as if you're never going to sort of make the web consistent, but it does work. Just trust me, it does work. So as long as you keep going around two toes, squish the pull the tape, squish the tape, and then go around the other toe part, even if you're pushing the florist tape in. And if you get to a point where you where the florist tape sort of lifts itself off slightly, then you can actually use a little bit of glue. As long as you keep it nice and tight, you'll be fine. You'll be able to build up the layers as you go along. So you will be using quite a lot of this florist tape. What I do is sometimes I pull the toes apart a little bit to get the stickiness of the tape to work. And you can feel, look, my fingers, actually it's so sticky, my fingers stuck to it. That is just because of the florist tape working and doing its job as it's meant to. So again, just go round the next one, even if you sort of compromise that little bit now a bit, it's fine. Just go around it. Obviously you want to keep some of the toes sticking out. Give it a little squish. Can fold it in, and just going to finish off that last bit here. Now I know that the question that you will be asking, even though it says it in the instructions, I will preempt that question now. You do not sever the back of the foot. Don't do it. It is crucial for the puffin to have stability. If it really bothers you, then you're gonna have to fasten the legs in extra super duper more than we are telling you in the instructions. So don't cut those, as tempting as it is, and I know it's tempting because I did it. Of course I did it. And it is not worth it. It might not be, you know, it might bother you in terms of looks, but it's definitely better than severing that part. So get to the last bit, give it another squeeze. You can always sort of squeeze the tape. You can even fold it in a little bit, and then maybe just do that last one here. And then what you do is, so this is, you can fold it under a little bit. If the tape lifts off a little bit like there, then you can use just a bit of PVA glue and stick it down that way. And then you're also, what you're doing is you're actually just putting a couple of strips along the toes, so that you're getting rid of that sort of that look of a wrapping by going along the toes. So again, just make sure that you really give that a good old pull, and making sure that those legs are, and you do this along both of the gaps here, both of the webs, and that is basically how your webbed foot works. And it's really amazing. Now the only thing that I will say is, and that annoyed me a little bit, and I didn't think of that, but when you have this orange tape and you stretching it, it becomes slightly lighter. So it's not as orange anymore as I wanted it to be. However, those of you who get really bothered by it, you could maybe paint it orange. I'm sure you can color this in one way or another, but it is just a minor detail. And I think just the fact that you can make webbed feet like this is just absolutely revolutionary, to use the florist tape. And I know lots of people who've seen the Puffin. All they were interested in is, how do you do the feet? And you now know how to do the feet. How lucky are you? So there you go. That's basically the biggest sort of thing I needed to tell you about the Puffin. And he's very happy with his feet.